Hello viewers, my name is Jesse Antoine and I'm reading from the book One Story for All Man. Millennia will pass and the earth will still turn. This time, like the days after the dinosaurs, it will be quiet again and we will be the fallen. But that's a long ways off, so for now, here I stand where a breeze sweeps over my field, evenly and symmetrically holding its brown tips of grain sideways to the ground. I both saw and heard this, but I felt nothing. But I was conquered by my impatience, and in a moment I too was stroked by this breeze, simultaneously with the tree beside me. I looked up to observe his happy cavort, and it made me smile. So I decided to sit beneath the jovial giant, letting my eyes gaze over the land that now descends at my feet. As I sit with the pleasure of this moment by my side, I cannot help but to think back to a story of mine. It's a wonderful story which takes place over about 1 year. It's nearly entirely true. If I fib, you'll probably know it, because I'm not any good at it, so never mind. It'll take a lot of wind out of me, and so some things won't be so easy to tell, so don't call me a liar, or I will stop now. I need not tell something flooded with fabrication when I have endeavored so diligently to seek my own truth. But I figure you know I'm going to tell it anyhow, so now that I've got you halfway stirred up, here it goes. Every day that I wake is more enlightening than the previous. I am free now, more free than I have ever been. Any direction I choose to take is the direction I go. For the first time, I have no obligation to take out the trash, do the dishes, listen to a boss, a teacher, or a coach. My free will is all that reigns now. As a result, my spirit is greater than I have ever previously experienced. I am no longer contained in the cages of plastic cell phones or between the bars of four-lane traffic. The simplest pleasures are my greatest companions. I attribute much of this to time, my total disregard for it, that is. I think animals are averse to time, and so now I join them. So long as separate nations exist, they'll be driven by their underlying human instinct to compete for security and self-preservation. Money, that is. Thus continuing a perfectly natural cycle the existence of man has yet to break. I'm not blaming them, but we must realize it's not going to stop. The 20th century was the bloodiest of all. We ought to embrace war as our nature and live content lives knowing it will never leave us. It is us. Every animal, insect, fish, and human is at war this very moment for the right to more property. Until the whites stop wanting to reproduce with whites, blacks to blacks, and Asian to Asian, it will continue. And that's simply not going to happen. We're only robots for our DNA. They made us integrate back in school, but we segregated at lunch. It's difficult for a white man, or any man, to relinquish his position of power in society because ultimately he fears that the human instinct of others is all too similar to his own, pack animals. The optimistic will ignore what I say, the futile will attempt to conceal what I say, and the ignorant, they will deny what I say. But it's truth that I bring you, and any truth is always delicately maneuvered by the parties of the world. After the story, Bill stood up and said, "My friend, by the equity in every soul and that which is vested in me, I declare myself free. No entity, no man, shall ever decree upon me any limitation of land, for I will peaceably roam where I wish. To let the birds approach superior laws or orders, they being free to perch where they desire? I refute that notion, and I petition against that style of order. I am free. My solution? The alternative? Chaos. If this so be the term used to describe subsequent occurrences. Only those afraid of the laws of nature deny my design. Let the strong overpower the weak. So one animal is stronger than another. Let it be. I hereby accept my death, if I am free. I wish you to sleep well. I wish you to be free, and above all, I wish for you knowledge."